Well, ladies and gentlemen, not much news again today, but whatever we have, we're gonna bring it to you. That's what we do every time. One of the players that we all know is Callum Chambers. Now, he's shared something on his social media about the current season, and yeah, he wants to actually open up about the things that has happened this season and what he wants to actually want to deal. He actually shared certain things. So Callum Chambers tweeted out that after what's been a difficult season, it was great to see fans back in the Emirates yesterday. Glad we got the 3 points for you. You've been missed. So Callum Chambers misses the fans and he believes that they were the driving force, and he dedicates the win, the 3 points, to the fans. That's crazy stuff. Even Nicola Pepe had a message for the fans. He said that, "Hi guys, thank you for coming. Thanks to all our supporters. See you next season." That's what Nico had, a small message before the end of the game. So crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So talking about crazy stuffs, this is what Dani Ceballos posted on his Instagram, or rather in every goddamn social media that he had. He said that, "Thanks Arsenal and thanks to all Gunners for welcoming me with so much love from the very first day. I wore this jersey for letting me experience the feeling of being a Gunner and allowing me to be a part of your family all this time. A complicated year for many reasons has come to its end, especially for having missed the chance of living home matches in the Emirates with our supporters. Still, I assure you that I will never forget your warmth and support in every moment. I'm sure that Arsenal, being a historic and great team, will soon be back on top, winning championships and being a reference as it is and always has been. This club and especially its supporters deserve it, and I'm confident that they will achieve it." Okay, sounds decent. Thanks to all those people who are part of the team: coaches, kitmen, medical staff, communications and marketing team, employees, managers, and especially the supporters. All those persons who so often work quietly, giving all they have for this great club. I want you to know what I have always worked very hard and tried my very best for this crest and this jersey. I wish you all the best and the success that I'm sure will come in." So he actually shared on his Instagram stories about his whereabouts. So he's actually landed in Sevilla. He's back in Andalusia, and that's what he shared on his Instagram stories as well. So I actually posted that on my community tab. So even if you're part of this channel, if you subscribe to it, I just realized, I was checking the stats of this channel, and I just realized that 58% of the people who are watching my content nowadays are the people who have subscribed to me. Thank you so much. Now, seriously, thank you so much. I mean, that's a very good stat. If you're if you're a YouTuber, that's a very good stat. Generally, people have less than 50%, but 58% actually watch my content. I am overwhelmed. Thank you so much for doing that. Moving on. So as we speak about Dani Ceballos, my reaction to this is, I think what's gone is gone. I think whatever happened, I think we were begging him to come on another season loan at Arsenal. It didn't turn out very well because I did not know we were asking for a lot of inconsistencies in that midfield. He literally jeopardized our Europa League campaign a lot of times, so much so that my God, he was so awful against Villarreal in the first leg as well. So since we are bidding adieu, I don't want to keep those memories. But overall, I think I don't want him to come to Arsenal. Like, seriously, to be fair, ever again as a midfielder, because I would want to say that with a straight face and with not much hatred in my heart. But I don't think so. I'm wanting him. I think a lot of Arsenal fans would agree with me. But all in all, have good luck. Whichever club you are going to next, all the best with that, Danny. But I'll still remember that FA Cup goal against Sheffield United. Probably the highest moment in his career. Was superb thing that Danny came up. He always scores against Sheffield United, but there are no 19 Sheffield United playing in the Premier League. So you know where I'm going with this, right? So moving on, Joe Willock also penned an emotional message on Instagram for his Newcastle family. He posts that at NUFC family, thank you for rocking with me. I will never forget the love you have showed me, the team, the fans, the city, will always hold a special place in my heart. Hashtag UTM, that is Up the Maggies. Goodbye. Is this a thing? Up the Maggies? I mean, the only Maggie I know is Maggie. Anyways, apart from that sad joke, Up the Maggies is. I don't know. Is that a thing? Because if it is, I'm sorry. I'm illiterate maybe, but okay. But crazy stuff that Joe Willock has actually bonded with the fans so much so that they want him to come in on a permanent deal. I mean, I don't blame them because 7 in 7, I mean, that's a crazy bit of a stat, man. And that's the whole reason why I would want Joe Willock to actually try one more time with Arsenal. If it does not make any sense, I think it's okay if he can leave later on. But for Arsenal to think that, you know, this is the best place, this is the best time to sell him, I think it is. You never know, his stocks might fall down after making a permanent deal. I think he wants to make an impact, but sometimes the impact players, I mean, they don't remain the same kind of players that you want them to be. So I think if you ask me, at the current moment, it's a very good option to sell Joe Willock. But I don't know, somehow I'm against it. I would want him to actually at least try to, you know, of course, if he goes to Newcastle, he'll be a regular starter. But if he's at Arsenal, I think, yeah, he's gonna fight for his place. So I don't know if he's ready to do that. If he is not, he needs to be adamant as Foreign Balogun was. So yeah. Moving on, so Arsenal ace confirms England's Bukayo Saka decision ahead of Euro 2020 squad announcement. Now, Matt Ryan's latest Instagram post is anything to go by because he just may have teased Saka's plans for Euros, what he's going to be like. So Ryan wished Saka good luck for the Euros is actually rather interesting, as it may just confirm the winger might be included in the final 26. I mean, crazy stuff. So Ryan commented that, haha, can't wait to be stopping your shots again. Keep doing your good, bro, and good luck for the Euros. See you soon, brother. It's a crazy stuff, man. That actually indicates that Saka might be selected for the Euros. So yeah, I mean, of course, Matt Ryan came up with the final post. So Bukayo Saka tweeted out, commented at Matty Boy. Matt Ryan reacted that, can't wait to be stopping your shots again. Keep doing you, bro, and good luck for the Euros. See you soon, brother. Crazy stuff. I mean, he's literally reacted to every goddamn comment that was in his comment section. Even David Luiz's one. It's crazy stuff. I'll wait. Let me just show you what was the comments. You know, you'd love it. You'd love it. The banter was really good there. So you would definitely love. Give me a moment, and yeah, these are the comments. And here we go. So this is the Matt Ryan post that I was talking about even yesterday, that Gabriel Martinelli commented, Matt Ryan reacted to it. Saka says Matty Boy, Matty Ryan reacted to it. You could see that. And of course Cedric Soares says top man, my bro, and Matty Ryan reacted to that. Miguel Aziz said my guy, to which also Matt Ryan reacted, and then David Luiz said top lad. So you can see what Matt Ryan is actually bringing on. So as we speak, ladies and gentlemen, certain things might not work out, and certain things do work out as the fortunes are concerned. It looks like, Manchester City romped to this season's Premier League title, clinching glory with weeks to spare. But while their success on the pitch increased, their prize money actually went down, because according to the Times, City netted £163 million for their efforts this campaign. This figure is made up of their £123 million equal share payment given to every club in this season's Premier League, and then a further £40 million only for winning the league. 8th placed Arsenal pocketed £26 million, meaning their overall total is £149 million. So it's just £2 million less than literally every other team. So Arsenal, it's because of the whole situation around the world, you know, Arsenal could only earn £149 million. It's a really good amount of money. But let's see where things are going on about it. So, well, with the help of Opta, here are the collection of the best stats for a truly unique Premier League campaign. This season was the first season in any division in the top 4 tiers of English Football League history to see more away wins than home wins. 153 away wins, 144 home wins. Despite finishing the season with 5 consecutive league victories, Arsenal have finished as low as 8th in consecutive campaigns for the first time since a run of 4 between 1973 1973 to 74 and 1976 to 77. Joe Willock finished the season by scoring in 7 consecutive Premier League appearances, just the second Newcastle player to do it after Alan Shearer. None of Arsenal, Leicester, Manchester United or Tottenham Hotspur had a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff in this season's Premier League. The first teams in this competition's history to go an entire campaign without one. Crazy stuff, man. Also, Barcelona are ready to cut as many as 10 first team players, and they have included Samuel Umtiti, Antoine Griezmann, Felipe Coutinho in the list because they would want to cut down the costs. And more importantly, it's Junior Firpo, Martin Braithwaite, Neto, Miralem Pjanic, which they swapped in with Artur, is also on the mix. Like, what? Moving on, so Liverpool have reportedly received a huge boost in their battle to sign Yves Bissouma. I don't 100% believe in it. I just don't. And also, Arsenal legend Sol Campbell is out of running for the England under-21s job. Former defender actually is understood to have had an interview to succeed Eddie Boothroyd, but the FA have decided to go in a different direction, and ex-Southampton Macclesfield boss is no longer under contention. Now the current coach, Justin Cochrane, of the England under-17 side remains the favourite for the role. So let's see what happens. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing.